Hello friends, it's Astro here and welcome back to RimWorld, where the remodeling of our base continues apace. We do have a little bit of a problem in that, well, this room here is, it's not too bad actually. It's not too bad. I guess the heat is like leaking out somewhere? Question mark? I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. How are we doing for wood? We're very low on wood. Okay. Well, there's a whole bunch of it teed up to be done. And I think maybe nope, Muffalo. Ooh. Yes, please. Yes, I would like those Muffalos to be hauled in. We can eat those. Stockpile their lovely, lovely meat, and away we go. Now, I did tag up some turkeys to be, brought back in, but I don't think anyone's gotten around to that at the moment. I mean, we're just kind of struggling a wee bit here. Like, handle and train, Archer should be doing that, but Archer is currently taming a yak. Okay, good. That is good. That way, we can shove the turkeys into a pen and let them generate some eggs for us. I mean, I would prefer chickens. They're better, because they're classified as farm animals instead of just random animals. But at least these turkeys will be something. So let's see if Archer is going to rope that turkey back. Yes. And there you go. It does mean that we need to, top up the taming on them, but I think it'll be fine for us to do that. Mad Hatter is cutting down some trees here. That is excellent. So we are getting the work done that we need doing. And I guess, well, that's about the scale of it. I did add another cheeky little mod here that I thought would be very handy for us. Maybe we should do the face painting table. A table with a vast assortment of pigments and brushes for face painting. That could be fun. The other one that I wanted to look at is is it production? Is it structure? Is it, runed columns? Ooh, okay, we'll definitely have a look at that. This. So we can make an archery range for our people to practice their archery, which I think is pretty cool. I'm going to make a couple of these. We can also make a martial arts target, and I'll have a couple of those here. They will require some wood as well, and some cloth, which I'm hoping... Well, that one's just steel, huh? Okay, cool. But what I'm hoping is that with these down, when people need recreation, Archer's going to get out there and just loose some shots at it, and it'll help to, level up Archer's archery, which is something that I think will be very valuable. And the same goes for everyone else with their melee skills. I think having that ticking up slowly over the course of the game is going to be very, very nice. So, Devas... I think what we might get you to do, my friends, I mean, having that cooking done is very nice, but what I'd like you to do, if I can find you here, is to maybe, if you want to butcher at a slightly higher priority, so stop that, yeah. So butcher at 2, once all the butchering's been done, then you can go ahead and do the cooking, and everything else that you need to do. But I'd prefer to be, making food right now, my friend. I think that'd be fairly handy. Did we end up researching vents? Yes? No, not yet. So that's still underway as part of complex furniture. But with the turkeys going on at the moment, Archer is a little busy to be doing research. I don't think... Oh no, we've also got Mad Hatter, but I think Mad Hatter is probably feeding rice to one of the dogs. Okay, the dogs keep getting themselves into trouble, which is unfortunate, but the good news is, Devas, would you maybe do some... Yeah, let's get some kibble underway, because these dogs keep... they keep running off and attacking things. We need to make sure that we keep on top of this, please. And I think... Okay, 1 per colonist, and then this... or 2 per colonist, I should say. And this Pemmican do forever I'm happy with. Unless... no, that was the other mod that I don't have installed. There was another one that I used that lets you make smoked meat as a way of preserving food, but we don't have that one installed at the moment. It's pretty good too, because you smoke the meat and then you can use the meat to make meals, which is awfully jolly handy. So I'll have a think about reinstalling that one at some point, but for the time being, I'm trying to be very careful with the mods that we install. Like, I don't want this to be over the top. I feel like we've got a nice sort of fairly vanilla vibe at the moment. Jeffa just hit level 8 in construction. Well done. Vilda's probably doing pretty well. Oh, there you go. Level 8 in construction as well. And it looks like we have basically run out of wood again. So we're going to have to wait until tomorrow. Everyone's now got to come in and grab a meal, or in the case of Devas, grab some meat and rice and start cooking up some fine meals. Do I have the fine meals at the top? I do. Okay, great. Fine meals are better. They do buff people's happiness a lot more than the regular simple meals. So making a batch of those, always handy. All right. Oh, and the archery targets are up and running. So that's pretty nice. What are you doing, Archie? You having a sleep? How are your needs looking at the moment? Depressive. Okay, and you've picked up that tainted shield, huh? So let's get you to drop that. I did forbid it, but I guess I've pressed home at some point and re-allowed that. We might need... Can I burn... No, I can't cremate any... Or I can't burn weapons and such over there. I might be able to make a... Uh-oh. Yeah, that's a problem. I might be able to make a campfire to do the burning of things that we don't want. This is a little problematic. This rice is 89% grown. I could force someone to go and harvest it, but I think it's too late. This permanent winter is finally starting to kick in, and things are starting to become a problem. So what we might do... Oh, nice job. Okay. What we might do tomorrow is we'll see if we can prioritize what Archer is doing, or maybe Mad Hatter, and we'll see if we can get them to get some research underway for us. Because at the moment, I'm very concerned about keeping our meat fresh. The only thing that I could think of doing, there's two things really. One, I could force Devas to do a whole bunch of smoking, so turning the meat into Pemmican, or I could force the guys to do research at a blistering rate with the intention of, well, hopefully, getting the vent. So I could put a vent on this room to freeze this meat. Because at the moment it's 21 degrees in here. It's just being kept naturally warm by the vent that's sort of pouring heat throughout the whole base. And I guess also, this is probably, I think, a torch lamp, and I'm not sure. I don't usually use them. I think that they do also produce some heat. So why don't we go ahead and deconstruct that, and we'll see if we can get the temperature of this room down a little bit. 19, cool. 18, okay, it is dropping slowly, but it is dropping. Perhaps if I put a door here, I could prop it open temporarily, let the temperature drop, and then close it again. That might be a viable way for us to get the temperature down. Or am I just being... I might be being a bit too min-maxy here. I might not need to worry about this too much. Maybe I'll just let Devas go about this, and hopefully... I mean, oh, hello. Alright. It is Assassin again, attacking a Muffalo. The Muffalo is going to wail on Assassin, who is not doing well. It's really only bruises and things, so it's not too bad. But now this thing's going to come for us. What we might have to just quickly do is just make sure that everyone is set to attack. That seems like a logical thing to do. And Archer, would you be so kind as to get your bow out and come and take on this Muffalo for us? Let's see what this great bow can do. Missed. Hit. Lovely work. Well done. Okay. So major break risk on Archer. I'm going to let Archer basically go and do whatever they want to do at the moment. This depressive is not doing us any favors. If we can get Archer's like happiness to a decent point, which is, we might need to rip Archer's leg off, but I don't really want to do that. If we can get Archer's mood to a reasonable point, then we might be able to flip. Oh wait, no. Or do I? Did I install people can change? I'm not sure. Well, we'll find out. If we can get Archer nice and happy, and then Archer turns around and loses the depressive trait, well, then we've got it installed. Until that happens, well, we'll just have to hope and pray, I guess. More construction is carrying on down here. It's very good to see. And that means that some of these rooms are turning from barracks into... So, Archer, where's your bed? Yeah, so this is still a barracks here. Jeff, do you want to prioritize... No, we're out of wood again. Who's doing the chop shops? Archer, where are you going, mate? Taming a turkey. I don't want you to do that, my friend, and I don't want you to be walking through these ponds because you're getting soaking wet every time. So what we might do is we'll just pop a little bridge in, like in this here section, like so. Good. That'll do. And then down here, there's nothing to worry about. So that's good. That way, Archer doesn't continually walk through that water because it is the shortest path and get wet and then be upset about getting wet. So we can fix that one up. I think it's probably time we also think about looking at getting these animals to do some hauling for us. So let's get into here. And these wolfhounds that we have, we're going to set them up to do all of the training. And Archer's going to carry on with that. So guard, attack, rescue, and haul. And we'll get him to look after that as soon as he's finished with the turkeys. Now, Mad Hatter. Smoking, okay, that's fine. But what I'd like you to do, Mad Hatter, is could you do some research for a bit for me? Or do I... I mean, you're harvesting and growing, which is basically going to be moot for the time being. You are also doing plant cutting, which would be nice to keep you doing because we need some more trees, but... or some more wood, I should say. Okay, hang on. Mad Hatter, here's the deal. Plant cut at 2, research at 2, everything else after that. With the exception of basic things and medical. And that way, we will hopefully, yes, see some research going on. And we can get a little bit closer to getting that vent. How's this doing? Spawns in 22 hours. I tell you what we're going to do. Let's snick this in here. Jeffa, if you would be so kind. We'll get this down. And then we'll see what we can do about plummeting the temperature in this room. So let's set this to hold open. And Jeff, if you'd be so kind as to come and stand in the door here. Very nice. Very nice. 6554 refrigerated. It's buying us a little bit of time. And then let's turn that off, hold open, and Jeff can go about the business. Okay. It's helping a little bit. No, it's not. It's really not. It's not helping at all. We're going to need to panic mildly, and ideally, we're going to need refrigeration. Let's replace this wall here. We don't actually have the wood for it. We're going to need... oh, gosh. We're just sort of juggling things back and forward at the moment. Baffin's back to work. Oh! Baffin's back to work and is going to go and harvest some berries and cut down a berry bush, I guess, and also some poplar trees. Very good. That's what we like to see. Nice work, Baffin. How are you doing other than that? I mean, you're outside at night time, which... I'm not sure if I really want you to be like going out there and doing that sort of thing, but I guess your rest is all the way up, so you're just kind of doing work instead of, you know, doing what I want you to do, which is to go to sleep and not be upset about being outside at nighttime. But hey, that's fine. You do you. All right, and these 3 chunks here need to go. Let's get that out. Let's move that out of the base. Thank you, friends. Okay, now... what I'd like to do is, I think Devas, I'm gonna be a little bit more targeted with your cooking. It does need to be Well, it already is at the top of the tree. So I'll set the butchering down a bit, and we'll just get Devas to get cooking as much as possible. How are you doing health-wise? Because I kind of feel like your moving is low. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, that kind of has... that kind of makes sense. And this smoke leaf dependence is going to be very difficult to deal with. He's continually making some food for the doggos, which is nice. I'll tell you what. We need to be kind of tricky about this. I need you to go ahead and just make a bunch of pemmican so that we know, or don't. You know, that's fine too. Just continue making meals instead of doing what I've told you to do. Okay, well, that's kind of disappointing. Are you going to do it this time? No. That's very strange. What about if I just say do until X? We've got 64 pemmican. Okay. Well, that's probably okay, honestly. I'll just leave that down there then. We'll let Devas continue. Okay, this right. Right, so it's made from Muffalo meat and rice. He was actually doing exactly what I told him to do, and I got angry. But that's fine. Let's get a couple of pemmican rolled through so that we can stockpile a few of these. And you know what, Devas? Where are you, mate? Shooting a few arrows. Okay, I'll let you get some recreation up. I'm going to let you finish. But now that you're at 89%, which is fine. Cerium binge on Archer, not great, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and get some more food prepared because we're going to start. Yep, we've lost 150 already. Let's try and get the rest of this stuff done and turned into pemmican, please. It's not like super duper crazy problematic, but I think the more we have, the better. And we're out of food, out of fuel. Okay, well that's fine. Let's pull that to the bottom now and see if you can calm down Archer. No chance. And I guess what we're going to have to do is we're just going to let everyone go to sleep. Archer's going to roll around and... What are you doing, Archer? Having a... what is that? Oh, that's Cerium. Okay, all right. And how's that affecting you? Cerium sense, consciousness plus 25%, global learning factor plus 35. That's pretty sweet, actually. Well, I tell you what, Archer... What we're going to do is we're going to rock this around a little bit. If your global learning factor is going to be that high, then I'm going to bump up research on you. Take down... Oh, that's... Yes? Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. So let's get Archer to do research because, in theory, once the break finishes off, if that Cerium is still active, then that global learning factor is going to super duper turbocharge your intellectual whilst you're doing some research. But... it's going to take a little while for you to, you know, just chill out, get past this break session, get some catharsis underway. I'll give you some time. Baffin is consuming some pemmican and having a joint. And then hopefully feeding kibble to a dog. Okay, no worries. No worries. And then hopefully harvesting berries. That'd be real nice, my friend. So Zietwig has calmed Archer down, and yet is still on a break, I guess? No, it has now finished up, and he's going to have a rest. That's fine, mate. You have a little sleep, tend to your ills, and tomorrow we'll worry about getting that research done. Now, have we... Hello? Cargo pods. A blue fur round shield, why not? And a wooden bearded axe. Well, I mean, they're not great, but I'll take them. I'll take them. Baffin, what are you doing? Hauling berries? Okay, fair enough. And are we managing... Let's do... Yes, we are. We are managing the designation of wood, but I'm going to go ahead and guess that Mad Hatter hasn't finished yet. Consuming pemmican, yeah. What about... interesting. So according to the manager's desk, it thinks that we have all the wood that we need, or at least they're all marked. But no, I tell a lie. I must have just looked a little bit too soon, because we do have some trees queued up. There is a bunch of wild healed root out here. It might not be a bad idea to get out and start harvesting some of it. So let's go ahead and set up a manager job for that as well. So foraging, Wild heal root, yes. Hold up. Did I already make one of these? I did. Wild heal root is designated. Okay. So, let's just take our hands off. Let's just let our people do what they do. These are going to take a little while, I think, because we don't have the fixin'. So what I might do is just cancel these out, get the wood back, which we can use for other activities. Like, okay, well, bridges I'm not really too excited about. Oh, wait. Never mind. We're done. So, the base is now complete. The bedrooms are all done. They're still, you know, not great. They're mediocre and dull. So in this case, Baffin's room is dull because it's a bit dirty. They are all still rather tight, which is disappointing. I was hoping that these were going to be large enough, but once we get Archer up and running and we get cracking on this research, when we start putting end tables and dressers in these rooms, oh my, yes, it's going to be good. Who is lacking a ranged weapon? Archer. Well, I'm not sure why you would have dropped your... I mean, was it when you were having your tantrum? Because it'd be real nice if you could go and get that bow. Honestly, that is really the best thing that you can be equipped with, and I'd like to see it being wielded by you. Ooh, that's the other way that we can make sure that we've got lots of trees. Let's make sure lots of wood. Let's auto cut all of these trees in the pen because they don't do anything. The birds ain't going to use them. Actually, I better have a look at these birds. Let's see. Health. Bite scar. No worries. Complex furniture is done. Archer. You champion. No? Oh, okay. I don't know who did that, but that's fine. There is our complex furniture done and dusted. So let's go ahead and get into furniture here. I'm going to make some requests for end tables, which I really do want made out of wood. And we're going to have one per room. And one per room down here. 3, 4. Lovely. I would also very much enjoy if you could put a plant pot in each room. Just like this. I mean, they'll be growing inside. They'll be fine to grow inside. Just some lovely little flowers. And then I think we should all have a dresser, which we'll have like on this side next to the torch. Groovy. Yep, and that's a problem. Let's move it to there. That'll be fine. That door is kind of in an awkward spot, but hey. Actually, hold the phone. This door is in an awkward spot, I've just realized, because, well, people are trekking through Archer's bedroom, which is less than ideal. So what I might do is just build a copy of that here, and then we'll plonk over a bit of wall there, so we can stop people going through Archer's bedroom. Archer's bedroom just becomes the gateway to the research table, and that's good. That's what we want. Okay, how are we looking? Mediocre, cool. How's this one now? Decent. Excellent. Excellent stuff. Is there anything else that we can build in their rooms which will make them nicer? We could do some armchairs, but I fear we don't have the cloth. I think the next thing that we need to ponder is probably some art. Actually, hold up. We've got these runed columns. Do you guys want a runed column made from wood in each of your rooms? Like at the foot of the bed? I think that'd be pretty sick. So let's have one of those at the foot of each bed. Great. There's a mad wild boar out there. Let's just be careful about this. Archer. Okay, first of all, is there anyone down here? No. But it is going to come up here, and it's going to come up through here. Assassin can probably handle it. Archer, have you managed to find your bow? Yes, you have. Okay, so I'm just going to get Archer to look after this. What I'm hoping is that, I mean, I'm sorry, Archer, I know you were sleeping, but I know that this thing is just going to sort of roll up and through this gap, and we know that Archer's got the skills to pay the bills with his archery. To just be able to go, could you please use your bow? Thank you. To just go, kisnap, and you missed. And you missed again. You've missed 3 times now. I'm a bit disappointed in your performance here, Archer. Come on down. And Ziegwig, you might want to sort of come up here. Just hit it with a whirlwind. Well, that was pretty Pretty sick. Nicely done. And we get some free meat. Nice. Archer, go about your business. Maybe go and do some target practice and see what you can do about getting better at that. We do have... Oh, wow, that's a good amount of berries. And we've got some fish starting to come in. We are only getting simple meals now, but you know what? I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Evidently, we have also completely used all of that pemmican. No, okay, it's alright. Some people have some meals in their pack. Some pemmican and fine meals and stuff, so it's okay. No need to panic too much. I'm kind of feeling like I would like a second chef at some point, but I'm not sure how we're going to go about that. Right, now, who was our Arty person? Did we have someone who's an Arty person? It's Jeff, that's right, because of course it is. So, Jeff, I want you to make a statue of colonist, and let's make it out of... I guess not silver. No, not silver. We could make it out of steel or uranium, but I would prefer not any of those. Let's just use some stone blocks. I think we have enough. What does it require? Work amount 300 requires 75 ingredients. Well, we've got 75 granite blocks there, so feel free. Go ahead, get it done. Would you care to prioritize sculpting? I should have checked to see what Jeff was doing, honestly, before just forcing them to go and make a statue. But we've got to think about this statue out the back of the base, huh? I tell you what, though, it is very smooth sailing so far, this run. Very smooth sailing. Like, the amount of incidents that we've had going on has been relatively low. We are going to struggle now that, you know, our rice is all dying off. It's going to be problematic to make it through the winter, but we haven't been raided. We haven't had any real sort of nasty dangers, so I'm kind of confident that we're due for something. And you know what? I'm kind of confident where we are. I feel like we're doing okay, and I feel like as a result, we should really have a look at our storyteller, because at the moment we're on adventure story. I feel like we should get Freya to be a little harder for us. We'll take it up notch by notch. Every 5 episodes or so, we'll notch it up, add a little bit more difficulty, and we'll see where that takes us. Sound good? I think it sounds good. So 340 work left on that. Baffin is doing these. So this one is... It just says wooden runes column. It doesn't say what it does. Quite pleasing to look at, while also being a handy roof support. Okay, so I was hoping that was going to boost the beauty of this room a little bit, but evidently, no. So we'll have to think of other ways, and maybe a small statue in each room is probably going to be, you know, the next thing we could think about. So once Jeff's finished doing the statue of colonist, which we're going to put out here in our, well, there we have it. Okay, so we have 4 people raiding us. Priscilla, Serif, yep, Petonus, and Ally. Is that all that we have? It is. And they're coming in just the right direction for us to be able to get ourselves set up behind our barrier. Devas, actually, I just spotted that you were out of line. And Archer, I want to make sure that you are there. Very nice. Are they coming for us straight? Oh. Sometimes raids go wrong. Well, there you go. Free guns. Okay, that's nice. So, yes, I do have sometimes raids go wrong. Oh, that's some steel there, huh? Okay, let's mark that for deconstruction. I do have sometimes raids go wrong turned on, which I always enjoy because things like that happen, and they're always a bit of a giggle. So that raid was nullified. We've got a couple of pistols. I'm not sure how they're going to be for us. Like if we look at the DPS over accuracy, they're actually relatively low because their accuracy, I'm assuming, is fairly poor. No? Or is it just purely that the damage that harpoons do, and So we got harpoons and peelers, which do... Where is the damage? Where is the boom? Yeah, right. Okay. Wow. That's pretty bonkers, actually. I mean, the great bow is all the way down here. I might be well off, because we do have a harpoon that's lying about. Maybe I should experiment with giving Archer a harpoon instead of a bow. Just for the heavier damage. And if it's heavy damage combined with amazing headshot, that might be worthwhile experimenting with. But I think that's a good place for us to leave things off today, my friends. We're doing okay. I'm a little worried about food and longevity of our people, but there's plenty. Like, there you go. I'm just gonna keep pressing home here to pick up any animals that have been wounded out in the field. The turkeys are hanging about. We might need to have a look at this pen because, right, there's no grass growing at the moment. This might not be a viable solution, honestly, because if we're not getting any grass growing because it's so cold, then those turkeys are going to starve. So I think tomorrow we might need to have a real think about what we're going to do with them. But that's all for today. Thanks for watching, friends. I'll see you next time.